Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and as you can imagine, I am horribly sick. It's December, so it's kind of the popular thing to do amongst us YouTubers. I'm just following the trends. I expect to make tons of money from it. So, they announced a new format, and I said I'd react to it live, but then I had to skim it. I had to find out what it was on a base level, and if this is what it sounds like, I'm about to become sicker. This article might actually kill me. I'm sure I already have like some kind of Chinese Corona 2029 cyberpunk engineered white lung, which would be bad because I'm extremely white. And this article might just be the final nail. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, so they're introducing Timeless, a new MTG arena only format. Because what the hell, nobody's playing anything else. So they're losing their core thing, which is standard constructed. And then if you look at the standard constructed to other format ratio that they themselves posted a couple months ago, you know that they're desperate to do anything. So they just threw this together quickly, it would seem, because this wouldn't survive one single meeting full of a room full of humans with functioning brains. I didn't even say adults, I said humans. They could do one of those market research things that they do with like the kids' toys and like show it to kids and be like, what do you think? And the kids would say, I don't think this is a good idea. There's a rumor that Cinder Shadow showed this to his dog, Janaya, and she just shook her head and left the room. She does it a lot when he doesn't have treats, but still. Okay, let's dive into this. Charge up your lightning bolt. Just kill me. It's so cringe. And hold on to your counter spell. Oh, the double whammy. Because today we're introducing Timeless, a new constructed format. They've already lost me. They shouldn't have. It should have been a new limited format where people can't cheat at it. Wouldn't that be nice? Where all cards on Magic the Gathering Arena are playable. First thing I said is the first thing you're thinking. Isn't that just historic? So I only read this first paragraph. In fact, I read those first two sentences and I'm like, what? And then I stopped. So here is what I've determined, and I might be wrong. Since every card is legal in Historic and every card is legal in Timeless, what the hell is the difference? And then I got to thinking, Historic has banned cards in it. And then I got to thinking that not that long ago they ran an experimental new side event thing in Arena called Historic with Nothing Banned. And now they made it a thing, hoping that people jump back in just to, I don't know what, see how crazy it is, or... You can't spectate matches. I'm not really sure what they were going for here. I guess just convincing people to throw a bunch of wild cards at it until they figure out it's crap and make an extra 50 to 100 off people real quick. So if this is literally just Historic with Nothing Banned, I can't even imagine why they thought this was a good idea. They should have just called it Out of Control or Bonkers Magic or literally just Legacy, Light Edition. Oh my god, okay, so... In this article, I will explain why we're creating this format, what makes it unique, I think I know already, and our plans leading up to its release and beyond. You should plan to fix Standard. Now, I should point out, they tried. Okay, the problem with Standard is they don't react quickly enough. They can't do granular changes, like, make something from a 3-4 to a 3-3, which they can do and have done in Alchemy with rebalances. And some people still haven't heard this. Alchemy actually already rotated. They aren't doing that 3-year crap with Alchemy. So it was always supposed to be Standard with everything fixed. And just as an idea, I got completely behind it. And then they started doing just random dice rolls, 0 skill. And then they just started selling pack after pack after pack, full Alchemy sets. You can't keep up. Nobody plays it. I think it's like 8 or 9% of people on Arena play it. And it is just so awful. And it really just resembles Hearthstone. So it went from good idea to they ruined it with greed and mismanaged it. So Timeless, the new thing that totally will be perfect, that they're going to manage perfectly. So, okay, we're creating Timeless as a home for MTG Arena's most powerful cards. As MTG Arena has grown, we have accumulated extra strong sets like Wilds of Eldraine, Enchanting Tales, and Strixhaven Mystical Archive. All of those are legal and historic. What is he talking about? These cards do not have a great place to be played outside of their limited formats without overrunning the existing constructed format. Not plural. Oh, wait, he said an existing constructed format. Well, anyway, historic. Timeless will be a place to play these cards. Am I wrong? Are those cards not legal in historic? I am very sure that they are, but I don't play historic. After I found out that the Brawl matchmaking was rigged. And how did I find out? The developers came out and said in a post that the matchmaking is rigged. So Timeless will feature every card in MTG Arena, which includes fetch lands coming with Khans of Tarkir. Not even Khans of Tarkir Remastered, he just said Khans of Tarkir. I guess they are working backwards to make Explorer at parity with Pioneer, but geez. So we believe now is the right time to add a new format. Wrong. As we have built up a healthy batch of these cards. I can't read. I'm so tired and my nose is bleeding. Anyway, expect more will be added from things like bonus sheets. I'd always expect that. I would actually be surprised if you didn't do that. Also, the list in play boosters and sets like Modern Horizons 3 coming in 2024. Oh, so they're just gonna... I get it. They might as well just delete Historic. I mean, it looks like the next paragraph is about that, but they're just going to take every single thing they print in paper and put it into the game verbatim. And then they wanted to call it something because they just want to maybe sell a tiny portion of people a little bit more wildcards. Now, why is this a terrible idea on the face, besides the obvious reasons of being too fast, unbalanced, and just some turn 3, coin flip, go first and win glass cannon crap? Actually, let's start why this is a good idea, because if they do, a Timeless Brawl, that's literally just Commander. I mean, people will come back and play that, I'm just saying. But why is it a terrible idea? The developers already can barely keep up with the current pace. And they're contracted, and I think they're just paid a flat amount per year. So giving them double the work to do when they're making this many mistakes is probably not a good idea. Just throwing that out there. Just saying. But also, the number one worst idea is the player base is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. The number of active users is allegedly down the toilet on Arena. Let's fragment it even worse. The developers, or someone in some article, it might have been Mark, I don't remember, somebody let it slip that they're concerned that too much fragmentation will make you sit in a queue for 5 minutes with nobody to play, because they've got 7 different limited and sealed events and all that. Basically, if you jumped into a best of 3 right now in a draft event for a set that's been out for a while, you actually stand a good chance of not finding anyone to play against. And so they said they don't want to fragment it anymore. And I believe they said that when they announced Explorer versus Pioneer, they said we're not going to do both because of that. We don't want to fragment it because then the queues can get too small. So while they're worried about complete game collapse, they are adding a new format with a new queue that's incredibly similar to Historic. This was such an insanely bad idea. It's just, once again, it's just like not banning any cards for another year. They're buying themselves time and going for short-term, last-ditch emergency efforts to try to get people to not quit Arena and come burn a couple more wild cards. This is such a bad idea for the future health of the game. So, all right. They claim, players are just knocking down the door trying to get... for the Historic No Banned List event and the Historic Basically No Bans event. I guess I missed that one that we ran in September, November, and that people really want, there's a high demand for paper stuff that was released for Modern. Sure, I'm sure 3 people on Twitter misled you to that. Okay. But what about Historic? The Historic format began as the place to play with all of your cards on MTG Arena, but over time has shifted to a more curated format. They did a bunch of anthologies or whatever they call it, and I don't even think that's the term. I don't even care what they call them at this point. It was packs of 25 cards that were almost exclusively mythic and rare, and initially they're going to try to charge you 2 wild cards to rename it. They went back on that, made it 1. People still didn't play it, and it was a disaster. So I'm sure this one will work great. So anyway, we want the power level of Historic to continue to grow, but don't want it to happen too quickly, as we believe it's at an enjoyable pace for now. So they want to just suicide it off a cliff with the power level by doing Timeless. Who wants that? Literally nobody. The 6 remaining friggin' Vintage and Legacy players probably want this, but for these reasons, we have decided to pre-ban... the Khans of Tarkir fetch lands from Historic. I didn't see that coming, but are excited to play with them in Timeless. If I would have read that one sentence, I would have added that to the ban announcement. This is like 2 pages in. Holy crap. So Timeless is non-rotating constructed format play with a 60-card deck where every card in MTG Arena is legal. This includes digital-only cards. Oh, so Alchemy as well. Oh, okay. The upcoming Khans of Tarkir set release, and any future set releases. They didn't say in paper or digital and will 100% parody paper. They haven't said that yet, but they've implied it. I bet that's coming next. So this includes, I already read that. Timeless will use the rebalanced versions of all digital-only cards, also known as the alchemy cards, but the original tabletop printings of all Wait, what? Okay, let me take a back up and take another run at that. Timeless will use the rebalanced versions of all digital-only cards, but the original tabletop printings of all non-digital, it should have said exclusive or only cards. Okay, because that's not confusing or fragmented. So there's like 4 different versions of a card now. That is ridiculous. Okay, so we hope Timeless will be filled with fast, fun, and exciting games. Now, see, that's where they let the mask slip a little bit. They took a survey allegedly like 5 years ago, and people said they want faster games. I can't sit there and do best of 3. 97% of all games on Arena are best of 1 according to their own public statistics. And so people wanted even faster. They were so sick of this like long drawn out scoot swarm crap where I have 1,000 tokens and you can't get past me and I have 1,000 life, and it just was, a 1 hour game when like you had to go and it was ranked, and then you're like, well, I gotta go to work. I gotta go make supper. My kids need me. So they want 5-minute games that people could play more rapidly. And if you're playing 5-minute games and get sick of a deck quicker, you'll build another one in theory. So what do they want? What did they just say? We hope Timeless will be filled with fast, fun, and exciting games. Yep, that's what you're going for. As idiot players with no standards, pardon me, I read that wrong. As players, we'll have access to the most powerful cards in MTG Arena. That's a mistake. To contain all these powerful cards, Timeless will be the first format in MTG Arena to have a restricted list. What? If you guys aren't familiar, restricted means you can run one. So Vintage is the only other format with restricted. Well, I guess you get to burn less wild cards. You know what would have been the craziest crap ever is if they, so there was a precursor to Arena. I'm not going to go into it, but it limited you to 1 copy of a mythic per deck, or maybe 2, and then rares it was like 2 or 3, and then after that it was a free-for-all. That was like actually really interesting. I played that for a while. It kind of worked. So, if a card is on the restricted list, only a single copy of that card may be included in your deck and sideboard. Cards will have to earn their place on the banned and restricted list. Yeah, because you guys react so quickly to that. And only those cards that have proven to be negative fun, so Hadi Jin, or far too powerful will be added. So, like, the entirety of Wilds of Eldraine. Oh, this is going to be so miserable. But then, okay, get this. Get this. I'm not kidding. Okay. The next sentence. The initial restricted list for Timeless includes only the following 3 cards. So they'll have to earn their way on it, but also here's the 3 that we're pre-banning. Yeah, those 2 sentences go together. Channel, Demonic Tutor, and Tybalt's Trickery. I'm not surprised by any of that. Oh, I want to at least put Liliana on it. All right, cool. These cards have earned their place on the restricted list based on the performance of our historic no-ban list event. Oh, they did earn their way there. Oh, okay. Timeless will be a competitive format, so we are launching it with ranked best of 1 and traditional best of 3 for some reason, because why not fragment it even more? Should I just build a deck out of all lands and then see if I can get matched up against, like, anybody at all in Timeless best of 3? Like, that's gotta be... Like, there's got to be 2 whole people interested in that, and there's just a bunch of YouTubers joining it for memes. So ranked play will contribute to a player's constructed rank. So there's only limited and constructed. You only have 2 ranks. So you'll be able to just jump on, and I don't know if I could tell people outright how to cheat, but let's just say there's going to be so few people playing best of 3 that you can have somebody throw a match. You know what I mean? Like, you jump in at the same time, and I believe that's called boosting. And don't do it. It's against the TOS, probably, and will get you banned, probably. So, how will the restricted list work? I don't care. When will the Timeless be released? I don't care. Oh, December 12th. God. And what is the future of Timeless? It'll crash and burn. All right, cool. I'm done reading this. I'm going to go take more zinc and go to sleep. So, thanks for watching this train wreck of a video with this train wreck of an announcement. And thanks to David Finseth, another person who I've never heard of in my life, who wrote this article. I'll see you guys next time.